Hey guys, welcome back to 5-0, 100-0.com. I am Fugget, the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. And I have a question for you. If there's something strange and it don't look good, who are you going to call? You're going to call Fugget. That's who you're going to call. Or email, or tweet, or message, whatever you want. Alright guys, let's talk about how you should not be afraid of ghosting, of being ghosted, I should say. Okay, don't ghost, okay? Now, I ain't afraid of no ghost. You can't scare me, fool, because there's another bus coming every 15 minutes. Got it? All right, so let's talk about the topic of ghosting, you guys. Now, you might be, I've been ghosted, okay, a bunch of times. And the way most of us handle ghosting is that we panic, We panic and and for those of you who don't know what ghosting is, that clicked on the video going, what the hell is he talking about? When you're either dating or talking to somebody, and all of a sudden they drop off. They don't message you, they don't answer anything that you've sent, and it could either take you by surprise or maybe you saw it coming, okay? Whatever it is, okay? You continue to reach out to a person, or you've tried to reach out to a person to little avail. There's nothing you can do. They're not responding. They've either blocked you or they're just ignoring you, okay? And it's psychological warfare because nobody likes that feeling when their emotions are tied into another person, or when they are fond of this person and they just want to either, talk to them or work things out or explain or whatever, get clarity even on a situation or have closure on a relationship, whatever it is, okay? Now, I look at it from a bunch of different perspectives, but what I think is the best way to handle it, I know the best way to handle it actually, because I've experienced all of these things, and I could tell you what the most effective way to handle it is. So regardless if you want the person back or you aren't sure or whatever, at the end of the day, okay, the person who's ghosting you has a free will, okay? They don't have to talk to you. That's the thing, is they don't have to talk to you. And is it crappy that they did that to you? Is it, whatever? You can play, mind games with yourself and talk to every one of your friends, try to figure out why they did it. It's so awful, this and that. At the end of the day, you don't know why they did it, okay? And you can continue to try to talk to them and send them messages and emails and whatever it is, right? And you'll never know for sure until they actually talk to you about it. And for whatever reason, at this point in time, they don't want to talk, or they're not talking, whatever it is, okay? They might have found somebody else, they might be sick of you, they might be going through some personal things at home, a health issue, a financial issue, you really don't know. And the best thing you can do is to remove yourself from the mindset of worrying about it, thinking about it, pawning over, and it's really, really hard to do. So I'm not trying to say this is like an easy fix or whatever. It sucks. It really sucks. When your emotions are tied into somebody and the emotional side of your brain takes over the logical, rational side of your brain, you'll do crazy things to try to get that person's attention. If I do something really nice for them, if I send them flowers, if I write a nice letter, if I write poetry, if I, do all these things, whatever it is to get their attention and try to change their mind, it's going to change everything. And the truth is, think about this. Do you really want somebody, and you want to give them all of your emotional energy, all of your time, all those tears and everything, for somebody who doesn't care enough to talk to you? Okay? They might love you, they might care about you, but for whatever reason, they're not talking. Okay? And you've got to respect that. And the best thing you can do is to move on with your life. I'm not saying don't love them or hate them or anything. You could still have love in your heart for somebody who chooses not to be with you and maybe not understand why they've done it, but there is a real good growth opportunity for you to step away, give them the space that they obviously want, because the harder you push, the harder you try to be in contact with them, the harder you do all these things, the more you're going to push them away. Because what they want right now is all that's important to them, and that is space from you. Okay? So obviously there's many different situations that could lead to you being ghosted. It's easier if you really screwed up to know why they're probably ghosting you, but at the end of the day, screw it. Or as I say, fuck it. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. So the best thing you do is, again, work on yourself. Spend that little bit of time thinking about you, about the interactions and things that might have led to them not wanting to be in your presence anymore or have you in their life anymore. And it could be that you need to work on those little areas that maybe are turnoffs. And the thing is, if you don't deal with that now in yourself, you're going to have to deal with it again in the next relationship or your next date, whatever it is. Okay, so get out of that fucking river of denial. Okay, quit denying it. Look in the mirror, take a hard look, take that time, work on yourself. Who are you? What do you want? Okay, and you need to come to grips with the possible reality that this person no longer wants you in their life. You're going to be just fine. Okay, fuck it. Don't worry about it. It's a big world. There are a lot of people. And that person woke up with morning breath. That person still has to sit down to go to the bathroom. That person still has their flaws. But when you're ghosted, you all of a sudden immortalize them and make them into, the greatest thing since sliced bread. They're not, okay? You're not, they're not. Who was right, who was wrong? At this point, none of that matters. And when I've heard information like this, when I was going through times of ghosting, there are relationships where I never got answers from them. They never did get in contact with me. I begged and pleaded and just, did stupid things to try to get their attention. And I would do almost anything, and that's what, where crimes of passion and all this nonsense come in, where you can really screw your life up and or just completely, at the very least, lower the amount of respect that person has for you, because you're coming off super desperate as somebody who doesn't have options, as somebody who doesn't value themselves, their time, their heart, their emotions. And if the other person doesn't want to either work on things or talk about things, then that's just that. You can't make them, okay? Just like if you wanted to end a relationship and you wanted nothing to do with that person, or you're in this really bad place emotionally, and if you did that on some level, you would want that person to respect that distance. It's a game of cat and mouse. If you keep chasing the mouse is going to keep running, okay? As soon as you stop chasing, you're going to figure out exactly what they're up to, okay? So let's say you get ghosted. Okay, here's a few different scenarios. So all of a sudden, whoever it was, and let's say that there was some history. Okay, I'm not talking about somebody on a dating app that you had 3 or 4 texts back and forth and were going to meet, and all of a sudden they just dropped off. Who knows why they did? They might have met someone much better than you. They might have got back with their ex. Who knows, right? But if they ghost you, whatever, in that context, and you don't really have a relationship, let a few days, maybe a week go by, maybe hit them up one more time in a playful way, and hey, where are you? Hey, I'd really like to see you, whatever it is, right? And leave it. That's it. Don't contact them again. If they don't contact you, whatever, unmatch them, do whatever you got to do so you're not tempted to reach out to them, okay? If they want to find you, they will, but apparently they don't like your ass, so just live with it, all right? Scenario number 2, somebody you're dating, and let's say, it's there's a history there, whether it was intimate or not, or just emotions were expressed, could have been physical relationship, whatever, and all of a sudden they just drop off on you, and you reach out to them one time. Hey, how are you? Haven't heard from you. Let me know what's up, or when you want to meet, or when can we talk. Leave it at that. Okay. In some cases, maybe a follow-up, and especially if you did something that might have turned them off, or lowered their attraction to you, maybe one more in a few days. Just thinking about you. Reach out if you want to talk. That's it. Don't stalk their social media. Don't send them more messages. Don't get drunk and call them and cry and slobber, or F-bomb them or anything like that. Leave it alone, okay? Because the person doesn't want to talk to you. And if you just completely leave them alone and they're playing a game with you, they're going to look back over their shoulder. Oh, they're not texting me. They're not calling me. I wonder what they're doing. Well, let them wonder, okay? Because you're going crazy yourself trying to figure out what they're doing, if they met somebody, if they just, whatever, okay? Play the same game. Let them wonder what you're doing. And in the meantime, don't get butthurt. Don't be upset. Don't be anything. Don't act super strong and I don't care. Yeah, you care, and it hurts and it sucks. But at the end of the day, time heals. And as it's healing, you're doing the work on yourself. You're becoming a better person. You've been reflective, and it's introspective, whatever, right? But you want to spend time with people that want to spend time with you. And how many times, assuming that you've been in other relationships, have you been in a relationship and you thought it was everything you ever wanted, and then you look back a year later or 2 years after that, and maybe you've had a few other people that you've dated for a short term, whatever, and every person you meet, they have a different set of attractive values and things about them that were just magnificent, that had something maybe your ex didn't have. And with each relationship, you learn, you grow, and you get better. And nothing is forever. We're all going to pass on in this world. We're all going to, what do they say? Life, no one gets out alive. So at the end of the day, everybody has the right to choose what's going to make them happy. And you need to seriously think about what it is that makes you happy. Who are you in the absence of this other person? When you're together, especially the longer you've been together, and if you have kids, it's even more complex. But, you've molded and kind of merged with that person, there were certain things, little jokes, maybe food preferences or shows you watched or things like that you wouldn't have come to find out that you enjoy without that other person, and so it's shaped you. You can take those things with you, and for a short period of time, it might be like an awful reminder that just hits you in the gut and makes you miss that person. But don't completely discard those things that you discovered about yourself because of that person. That was the gift they gave you, and you in turn gave them a gift. They learned, they grew from you. Okay, no matter how the he said, she said, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. There's three sides to every story. You might be butthurt and pissed and feel rejected and all these things. So you're going to be upset and you're going to hate everything about the person and this and that, and then you're going to miss them the next minute. It's a freaking nightmare. It's a terrible roller coaster. But trust me, if you haven't gone through it, you will go through it. Everybody gets rejected. Everybody hurts sometimes, as the song says, right? But if you're ghosted, give them the gift of your absence, because apparently that's what they want, okay? If you never hear from them again, yeah, it sucks that you didn't get your answer, that you didn't have closure, but, that's something that's their decision to do. They can handle it any way they want. If they're emotionally immature, or it's just too painful, or they just run from problems. Do you really want to try to trick or seduce that person back into your life to make them, tell you their reasons or whatever? Fug it. You don't want to deal with that person anyways. If they can't talk through and give you the courtesy to, discuss things or whatever, then this is going to be an ongoing problem in that relationship, unless that person chooses to identify that that's a problem and then to work on that problem. So you much rather find somebody who you can sit down with, have an intelligent conversation with, or maybe a mutual apology back and forth is needed, whatever it is, right? It's funny though, it's not easy. It's never easy. And as I say this, I'm in a really great place, emotionally, physically, and career. And the thing is, like, I know how, the cycle of life goes, and things happen, and you have your ups and downs in relationships. You meet people, knock your socks off. You meet people, and you just learn through with every relationship. Enjoy the journey. It's like an action adventure movie. It's going to be crazy. There's going to be romance. There's going to be sorrow. It's life, okay? And just when you think you can't get through and things are tough and whatever, you will find a way to get through when you keep pushing forward. And you listen to content like this. Listen to old Dodgers, old lumps of coal like me that can give you some insight from, the gift of experience, okay? So, guys, I hope that helps. Who are you going to call? Call Fugit or Ghostbusters, whatever you want. All right, guys, like, share, subscribe. I hope that helps. Let me know, and I'll talk to you again soon, okay? Look under your bed for those ghosts, or in your closet. Well, we all have ghosts in our closet. Ugh, bad example. All right, guys, take care. Bye.